Hi, everybody, and welcome to Channel Week, our three-day online event created to shed light on how B2B companies are mastering channel partner sales and marketing. I'm Terry Moffat, editor of Channel Market Report, and I'll be your moderator for today's session, Optimize Channel Engagement with Custom-Fit Partner Incentive Programs. Before we start, there's a couple of housekeeping issues I'd like to go through and some announcements. This webinar series is being hosted by Channel Market Report and Demand Gen Report, sister online magazines publishing daily news, newsletters, special reports, videos, original research, and a rich menu of additional resources. Channel Market Report delivers information about the solutions, trends, and best practices vendors should be aware of to maximize their channel, sales, and partner marketing programs. Demand Gen Report focuses on the strategies, tactics, and measurement that are key to generating demand. To learn more, please join our collective community of 75,000 plus subscribers by signing up for our email newsletter at channelmarketreport.com and demandgenreport.com. We also encourage you to join our LinkedIn discussion groups, Channel Marketer and Demand Gen Specialists. In addition to the magazines, we also host the premier live event in Scottsdale, Arizona every February, the B2B Marketing Exchange. This three-day event focuses on helping professionals improve B2B marketing and sales sales strategies and results. Rated the top B2B marketing conference by Forbes each year, B2BMX brings 900 plus marketers together for a three-day educational and networking event that includes more than 85 sessions, networking events that include that cover 6 topical tracks, which include channel marketing and demand gen. You can learn more about this unique event and sign up for updates at b2bmarketing.exchange. We also invite you to become part of our online community of B2B experts, where you can connect with like-minded professionals, join in B2B-focused conversations and initiatives, and even compete for some great prizes. Check out our thriving community at b2bmx.inflotive.com/join/now. Throughout this event, we are hosting a special sweepstakes that includes a free ticket to our annual B2B Marketing Exchange, as well as Starbucks gift cards. We're giving away 1 Starbucks card per session and 1 B2BMX free pass per day. So be sure to attend all of the Channel Week sessions for your best chance to win. Registrants are automatically entered for a chance to win for every time they join a live session. For today's presentation, we're using the On24 platform, where you can access all the information you need from the platform toolbar. During and after today's presentation, please follow along and share your thoughts and feedback on Twitter and LinkedIn using the hashtag ChannelWeek. You can tweet from directly within the On24 platform using a widget on the left-hand side of the screen. We also encourage you to ask our presenters questions. To do so, simply click the Q&A widget at the top right corner of the screen. Today's presentation is slated to run about 25 to 35 minutes, with 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A following the session. You can submit your questions using the Q&A widget at any time. All sessions are being recorded, and all attendees will receive an archive link to review or share the sessions with their colleagues. Finally, in addition to joining the conversation online by submitting your questions, we also welcome you to let us know how we're doing so we can continue to improve our events. We put together a very brief survey that'll automatically launch once this webinar session ends. Before signing off today, please take a few minutes to complete the questionnaire so we can do a better job to serve you guys. And now I'm very excited to introduce our featured speaker. Claudio Ayub brings over 20 years of global channel marketing experience to Perks. He is a loyalty marketing expert with broad knowledge in strategy development, marketing management, and channel sales planning, who has developed and executed major go-to-market programs for a variety of vendors, including AMD, Bing, Cisco, Dell, EMC, IBM, Kaspersky, Lenovo, Microsoft, Motorola, Seagate, Symantec, and VMware, among others. And that's a pretty good list right there. Claudio is a management strategist with cross-functional expertise in business, finance, sales, and marketing, strategic planning, and customer relationship management, an area he has excelled at by executing complex CRM implementations, customizations, and business process re-engineering for CRM applications. He keeps current with changes in technology and is passionate about the business implications of new technology. He is an avid social media user and early adopter of social CRM. Prior to joining Perks, Claudio led the channel practice at Hawkeye Channel, and as Vice President and Chief Channel Strategist was responsible for leading strategic channel initiatives and personally managing the relationship with Fortune 500 clients. We're really excited to have Claudio with us today, so without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to you. Claudio?
Thank you very much, Terry. Very, very kind of you. So one of the biggest issues in channel today is how digital transformation has impacted every level of channel relationships. And for one, this has created the misalignment of the partner sales process with the new digitally connected buyer. As a matter of fact, I was reading recently in a serious recessions report on partner sales processes, this was a study, that a scant 12% of respondents stated that they have modified their sales process to align with the new buyer's journey. And, we've all heard that the new buyer, goes 75% of the way on its own online before contacting a partner sales process. But yet only 12% of partners' organizations have modified their sales process to align with the new digital buyer. And, to make things more complex, the new digital buyer is demanding a whole level of specialization and sophistication from partners that support them. From understanding the buyer's journey and meeting the buyer's information requirements to positioning and offering by recognizing the buyer's demand type. This new level of specialization and sophistication has made it much more difficult for channel leaders to find and recruit the right channel partners. The fact is that the new recruiting and enabling of partners' businesses is a complex, multifaceted endeavor that really warrants a new vision and a new approach to partner engagement. Channel leaders today really need a partner-centric approach to recruitment. And this new approach should be modeled on best practices that have been built on the partner journey. And yes, just like there is a buyer's journey, there is also a partner journey that every partner engages with vendors, to make decisions about, establishing a partnership, yes or no. The other thing that's important to mention is that the traditional one-size-fits-all approach to partner targeting, it's no longer effective, as vendors today must match their specific needs with partner needs and the end customer needs. And you should all know, and I'm talking to channel leaders, that you can actually accelerate a partner's time to revenue using an incentive to support and accelerate them through their journey. So the key takeaways today are going to start with an overview of the partner's journey and the partner's personas, and this is based on the Serious Decisions Partner Journey Study. You will also receive an industry synopsis of all of the different types of incentives, functions, and behaviors that are impacted by incentives, together with an introduction of an incentive framework that is going to help you accelerate and align that partner's journey to your specific objectives and metrics. So let's go ahead and get started today with an understanding of the partner's journey. And it's important that channel leaders understand that it's really critical for them to take the partner's perspective as many vendors out there fail to capture mind share and drive continuous engagement with partners because they are focused inwardly. They're looking at their business, they're looking at their go-to-market as opposed to taking the partner's perspective. But what does the partner journey really look like? So let's take a look. Let's start by having a look at the partner's journey and gain an understanding of the partner's decision drivers. So what I've done here to do this is put up these 5 chevrons to represent the journey a partner takes when engaging with a vendor. We will also use them to capture the knowledge that partners gather during these 5 stages so they can achieve a mutually productive relationship with a particular vendor or supplier. These 5 chevrons start at the offer stage, followed by the qualification, commitment, enablement, and productivity stages. And at each stage, there is a different persona that will engage with the vendor in order to make that determination. And again, this is all about taking that partner's perspective. So when you as a vendor extend an offer to that partner, the typical persona you will engage is the executive management team at the partner level. And that persona, that executive manager, he's looking to understand what's in it for them. Is this relationship with this new vendor going to be profitable? They really want to understand your offer. And most importantly, they want to look at benefits. What am I going to get out of this? I'm going to get margin. Okay. I'm going to get back-end discounts. Great. I'm going to get marketing development support. Excellent. So that's what they're looking for, and that's what you need to focus on. Now, that is during the offer stage where the executive, management team at the partner level is looking at your office. They're also looking for alignment, right? But once they've made that determinations, once they looked at these different aspects and decided that, yeah, this is something that they want to, do a little research on, they engage other partner personas. And I'm talking about the head of technology at the partner, the head of professional services, right? Sales and marketing. They are going to look at your offer in a different way. They're going to qualify it. So they're going to be looking for, do we have, to learn about this new product, or is it something that is actually complementing our existing go-to-market or existing product line? Do we have the required skills in-house, or we need to hire additional people? What are the engagement rules? These are all questions. This is all the partner's perspective from those different personas. And as they move into commitment, it is the executive management and sales and marketing that is going to get back together and look at marketing training, sales, marketing support, and all of the tools that you're making available to them in order for them to be successful. Once they commit, they're going to get into looking and understanding what is the investment, what is the enablement phase from the vendor side. And again, the executive management with the tech lead, professional services, and ratifiers are going to look at different things. Are you offering co-marketing funds? Do we have to put skin in the game on that? Is there training required? Are there certification requirements that we need to meet? Once all of those different perspectives have been addressed, then comes productivity, and that is solely sales, marketing, and professional services at the partner level, right? They're going to be looking for incentives that are going to help them accelerate their time to revenue. They're going to be looking for incentives, not just at the company level, and I'm talking about the partner company level, but they're also going to be looking at, is this vendor going to incent our teams or just our individuals? Now, it's important that when you look at the partner journey, as we just have, that you understand that the first 3 stages are all about recruitment and onboarding content. That is to say, you're not going to put incentives in the first 3 stages. You're only going to talk about them and describe how those incentives are designed to accelerate a partner's time to revenue. However, when you get into the enablement side and the productivity side, that is going to be different. You're going to need to provide enablement content as well as demand content. Now, as I said before, during the different stages of that partner's journey, you're going to be engaging different personas. And it's important that you understand those personas, because there is buttons that you can push with those individuals to help you engage the right partners. Obviously, you've done your partner profile, and I'm talking about your ideal partner profile. And so with your recruitment effort, you understand exactly the type of partner company that you're talking to. But you must also understand that those companies have individuals, they have personas that you need to address and make successful if you're going to engage them. And as I said before, there's different buttons, right, that you can push. With executive management, it's all about growth. It's all about growing the top line. It's all about revenue, profitability. So you need to ensure that your content, your offer includes those drivers for the executive management. When you're looking at sales management, right, you're speaking to a VP of sale or sending content to a VP of sale. It's all about repeatable revenue. It's all about productivity, and I'm talking about sales productivity. The same is true with a partner marketing. And depending on the size of the partner, right, you may have a VP of marketing or not. But again, if that persona exists, they're looking for help. They're looking to win with demand creation programs, generating leads, filling the pipeline. These are the buttons that you can push at the partner persona level to get their commitment, to get their engagement the way you're looking to. Now, it's important that you understand that those personas can be influenced by the different types of incentives. And I want to be very clear here that I'm talking about incentive types, not incentive programs. There's a lot of miscommunication and misconception out there in the channel about incentive types and incentive programs, and they're often confused. One of the biggest examples is how a number of companies and partners talk about spiffs when they're really talking about rebates. Those are two different things. And in many instances, there are companies talking about rebates that are really spiffs. Spiffs are at the individual level for sales reps, right? Sales engineers. Rebates are a company level incentive for a partner company. So they're real different. So it's important that you understand that there are different types of incentives designed to do different type of things. Co-op funds, accrual-based co-op funds, right, are used, again, at the company level, whereas MDF, which is more discretionary funding, is also used at the company level. You can, invest in launch funds using MDF for that. Now, rebates, while they're at company level, they're a back-end incentive. It's look like a back-end discount in many times. And then your typical spiffs for your sales reps and points-based rewards, very different. Point-based rewards are more behavior-based, right? Partner sales reps can accumulate this through specific activities and behaviors, where a spiff, again, it's designed to get a salesperson to do one thing and they're going to get something else. So these are incentive types which are different from the types of programs or incentive programs, right? Incentive types, these right here, are a lagging indicator, whereas promotions, incentive promotions or incentive programs are a leading indicator. And there is a whole range of different types of incentive programs and incentive promotions that you can put through to engage that type of partners. And here is just a brief example of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to, highlight those that are critical to partner engagement, starting with onboarding velocity, right? So you did your ideal partner profile, you put the right content, to engage the right partners, engaging the right personas. Now that there is a commitment from the partner side, an onboarding velocity program or promotion is very important to ensure that a partner has met all of the desired commitments and filled in all of the desired contracts and agreements and training within a specific time frame. Onboarding velocity is really important to get that partner productive sooner rather than later, right? Secondly, and also very important, your ability to put managed business objectives incentives. And you can do this through rebates, right? And what you're going to do with the MBO type programs is reward partners for achievement of specific supplier defined objectives. It's not just about revenue, right? It's about net new accounts. It's about net new line of business, right? It's about adding services to a particular sale. So again, different types of incentive programs or incentive promotions are going to do different things. Lead reporting is extremely critical today. You're sending MQLs to partners, and if you put an incentive on that, they're going to SLA that MQL or not within 5 hours, within 8 hours. Very, very important. There's even other promotions to help partners through digital transformation. The message here that's important is that you deliver those incentives through these different types of programs to impact those personas at the partner level. All right, so let's look at how these align to the partner journey and partner personas. Let's start at the offer stage. What must you include in your offer to executive management? Typically, when it comes to incentives, executive management at the partner levels wants to look at revenue performance achievement incentives. They want to look at MDF funds. They want to look at rebates. That is a minimum requirement, from a partner, an executive management partner at that, during the offer stage. Once it comes into qualification, the tech lead, sales and marketing leads are going to want to ensure how those rebates are earned and if they're stackable or not. They're going to want to know, especially sales management, is deal registration part of the program, right? Is there certification specialization that needs to happen? And that is a question that is going to come from the tech lead. Now, when we enter the commitment stage, this is where MBO type incentives and revenue performance incentives have become really, really important. Also, a big driver on the commitment stage is launch funds, right? So you're offering MDF, but you need to be more specific, very clear to the sales and marketing leads at the partner level that you have dedicated funds for launching this relationship, that you have dedicated funds for onboarding velocity as well. During the investment and enablement, here's where points-based becomes really important, because you're going to be talking to a wide audience at the partner level, and you're going to want to engage them on a points-based rewards program that is going to align, all of the different activities that partners need to complete, and you're going to reward them for activities and behaviors, not necessarily transactions. And last but not least, during the productivity stage, and this is when a partner is already active and trying to be productive, again, and I think most of these, deal registrations, MDF, co-op, lead reporting, SPIFs, they're all important in that partner relationship. We've been hearing for years that the channel is coin-operated, and indeed it is. You must give channel partner individuals a reason for choosing your product over those of the competition. Now, again, two major stages here, the recruitment and onboarding stage in content, and then the incentive. This is the real incentive spend that you need to engage in. All right. Now, you need to align these to the last two stages of the partner journey. And what I'm talking about at the beginning, as I said, is all about content. It's all about talking about what you're going to be offering, how you're going to be supporting partners through incentives. But when you get into the enablement stage or the investment stage and the productivity stage, now you have to be able to serve up all of those incentives in a way that it's cohesive. Right? You're going to start with onboarding velocity, most likely. You're going to get into certification and specialization. Once that partner is enabled and ready to go, then demand creation incentives, early opportunity registration incentives, they're all important. And believe me, it's not about, putting all of these one after the other. It's an understanding in where there is friction, and you need to lubricate, if you will, that aspect of your relationship with that partner in order to get them to do that. And so the objective here is to align those incentives, right, those leading indicators to the last two stages of the partner journey. But the question that everybody asks, so which incentives are more effective? How do I know which promotions to put in which area and during that journey? This is really very complex if that is not your core competency. So as I promised at the beginning, I am going to introduce to you for the first time an incentive framework designed to do just that, designed to have a systematic approach to incentive plan design. Now, the first step in that process is by identifying your overarching goals, right? A lot of people begin with, program design. That's not where you start. You need to start by understanding what are your corporate overarching goals. In terms of growth, what are the growth goals? What are you trying to achieve? And that has to be very clear, right? That's your single objective. That's what you're after, growth, but what type of growth, right? Secondly, you partner profile, you develop your ideal partner profile, you engage partners in a profiling and, exercise. Now you know who you want to engage, but which partners are really going to contribute to those goals, right? And I'm talking about your growth goals. You need to identify and flag those. Once you've done that, you got to get back to those personas that we were talking about, right? And understand which partner personas are going to be engaged in each one of those programs that you're going to be bringing forth. And last but not least, and perhaps the most important one, understanding what behaviors you like to see from those partners' personas performed, right? So this is critical, and this is very high level. And one of the more critical aspects is also understanding your partner's sales process. Okay, so we had the partner journey view before, and that is about how you engage that partner, you make them commit to you and to the partnership, and then make them productive. Once you get them there, you have to understand what their sales cycle looks like. Most of the time, partners run on an activity-based sales cycle that, as I said before, it's totally disengaged, it's totally misaligned to your buyer's journey. Now that I know most vendors out there have done buyer's journey studies and haven't done much with them, but here is a way of putting them to good use. Compare your partner sales process to your buyer's journey. Look at data. Look at the sales cycle length. Very important that you understand that. That's an easy measurement to get. The second one, and you have this data, look at your close dates. That's another data point that's really important in aligning your partner sales process to your buyer's journey, at least in teaching them, teaching partners how to engage buyers, right? So you have this data point. Another data point that you have is when an MQL became an SAL, whether it was partner-led or whether you sent them that MQL. That is another data point that you can use. And another very easy to obtain and simple way of aligning that, right, is understanding, what the real sales cycle length is from this data point, and adding when did deal registration happen. The simple measurements are going to allow you to align that partner sales process to your buyer's journey, making partners a whole lot more productive. Now, when it comes to identifying what were those behaviors that you're looking for partners to commit to at the individual, team, and company level, you want to start with 3 buckets. The first one is partner capability. So I listed some of the most common ones here. We talked about onboarding velocity. We talked about certification training. Joint business planning is a big one. Increased program engagement is also a typical one. Then your second bucket is all about demand creation, right? And how are you going to get partners to generate demand? How are you going to increase the number of leads generated by partners? Increase marketing contribution to partner pipeline. I mean, those things are important, and I think you're getting the picture here. Last but not least, financial goals. How much are you looking to increase revenue? What is the increase in pipeline contribution, customer retention, or customer satisfaction? These are all important things. They're generic in here. But these are the 3 key areas: partner capabilities, demand creation, and financial goals. Now, once you've listed all of those, what you need to do is align those activities, behaviors, and even transactions to those three key areas of the partner sales process. Now, we looked at those, partner sales process and broke it down into the enablement, pre-sales, and post-sales phase. And what we're doing right here is listing these individual activities and behavior under each one of those phases, right? So in the enablement phase, I'm listing sales accreditation, technical certification, marketing certification. Very, very important these days. You need to teach partners how to generate demand. And in order to do that, you have to identify who's doing marketing, right? Joint business planning, another one, very important activity that you want partners engaged in during the enablement phase. When it comes to pre-sales, demand generation by the partner, absolutely. Lead follow-up, critical. Early opportunity registration. So I think you get the idea, right? First, you just list the activities and behaviors and transactions, and then you organize them according to that partner sales process. Once you've done that, then you must come back and tag how you want to influence those activities and behaviors. Do you want to influence them at the individual level or at the company level? Now, each partner type is going to have its own framework, like the one you're seeing on the screen right now, because it's going to vary from partner to partner. In this particular case, we're looking at sales accreditation and technical certification and marketing certification are all at the individual level. Yet, if your program, and I'm talking about your metal tiers, right? If your program tiers require technical certification, this should be a company level engagement, company level influence, right? Marketing certification, again, that's about identifying the marketing person and teaching them how to use your tools. That is, you're going to influence that at the individual level. Close deals, you're going to influence that at the individual level. Yet stretch goal attainment, it's a company level, influence. Once you've done this and you've tagged all of these different activities, behaviors, and transactions in which way you want to influence them, then and only then can you come back and apply the specific incentive type. So getting back to marketing certification, you're going to influence that at the individual level with a points-based rewards program. Yet demand generation, you're going to influence that with a company level incentive such as MDF, which is going to incent the company in generating demand. Two different things. Joint business planning, again, a company level co-op incentive. Additional subscriptions, SPIF will get you there. Renewals, SPIF or rebate can get you there. Same thing with sales pipeline attainment. So once you tag that individual or company, maybe even team, and then you overlay the type of incentive that you want to use to influence those behaviors, then you must come back and apply the benchmark incentive rate, okay? And I've been talking a lot about marketing certification. It's going to take you about $300 in points to get a marketing person at the partner level to engage with you and engage with your tools and learn your buyer's journey and learn how to, align your content, all of the content to the different buyer journey stages, right? And so $300 is going to get you there. Now, when it comes to lead follow-up, another individual level incentive through rewards, points-based program, right? Half a point of that transaction is going to be very enticing for a partner sales rep. Opportunity registration of that same lead is going to add 0.75% to the earnings. And then if that same sales rep closes it, the benchmark incentive rates between 1% and 2%. The point I'm making here is that these things stack up. And that delivers an enormous amount of value back to that partner sales rep or partner sales engineer. When it comes to rebates, and this is a company level incentive, right? You're talking to 1% to 3%. However, there may be, MBO-based incentives that are going to add another 2 or 3 points to that. And so these, especially when it comes to rebates, these are going to stack. And if you are able to do this on a partner type by partner type, not just tier, but partner type, which defines their go-to-market, right, their specialization areas, then your whole picture is going to change. And what I'm showing you here is the new partner's journey once you've applied the right type of incentives. And I'm sorry, I went fast. And so what I'm showing you here is the partner's journey once you apply those incentives. Now that partner is really in alignment with the new buyers, right? They're serving up all of the demand generation content using your tools and using your content in alignment with that buyer. When sales in the pre-sale stages start, then that partner sales team and marketing team are now going to use all of your lead management content and tools to engage the buyer. Same is true on the sales side, right? They're going to use your ROI calculators, your demos, your testimonial, in-person events to engage that buyer and therefore be much more productive, much, much earlier using all of these different type of incentive programs and promotions. All right, let me just give you a very, very quick case study. And so this is a generic partner sales cycle. We looked at it all the way from enablement into post-sales, starting with lead follow-up on the pre-sales, deal registration, appointment setting, proof of concepts, right? All right, now, once you've achieved that, I'm going to show you the impact of doing an early opportunity registration promotion as opposed to doing a closed deal registration promotions. Now, closed deal registration promotions is what everybody does. They pay an incentive when a deal closes. And what I'm suggesting here is that we do something different during that specific sales cycle length. And what I'm suggesting is that we take part of the incentive that you're already paying when you close a deal, and in this case, this individual vendor was paying 3%. What we did is we took half a point and moved it to deal registration. Yes, we were providing $150 partner sales reps, sales engineers for simply registering a deal. Now, we paid the incentive, the $150, when that registered deal was approved, and that is approved by the partner's CAMs or PAMs, right? And so when that deal that was registered closed, we pay the other 2.5 points, the other $750. So what did this case study reveal? Well, what it revealed is that from a current state of 240 deals per month with a closing ratio of 50%, that vendor, that partner in vendor ecosystem was able to close 120 deals per month at an average 30,000. They were generating 3.6 million. The future state, simply by applying a behavioral-based incentive on early opportunity registration, doubled the number of real deals registered within 2 quarters, and keeping the same closing ratio, doubled the number of deals closing, generating an additional $3.6 million in revenue a month. Let me tell you, the cost of this promotion was barely 5% of the incremental $3.6 million. That is a clear example of the impact of behavioral-based incentives. All right. Measurement, these are the basic measurements for partners' incentive performance, right? And it's not about programmatic, which is the type of measurement that everybody has today on this siloed approach incentive platforms, where you're basically measuring registration, participation, frequency, and so on and so forth. With a fully integrated single code-based incentive platform, you're able to add behavioral analysis, tracking, and reporting, as well as financial tracking and reporting. And when you mix all of these, you now have the basic measurements for successful channel incentive programs. We're coming up on the 40 minutes, so I'm going to give you a quick checklist that you want to go back and check to ensure that you're doing things right. First, to get greater adoption, take the partner's perspective. Remember the partner journey stages, the offer, qualification, commitment, enablement, and productivity. Second, profile partners against your ideal partner profile to understand their business model, their go-to-market, their sales coverage, to really understand which partners are going to make you more successful. Third, identify and define the different personas within that partner organization. There are buttons you can push with them, and you need to understand who they are before you can do anything. Fourth, segment partners by profile, persona, and go to market, and then build specific programs and promotions for them. 5, align partner incentives to the partner journey by partner type to accelerate those partners' time to revenue. Next, define your incentive types, programs, and personas to drive the desired partner behavior. I just gave you an incentive framework that you can use just for that purpose. And last but not least, model, track, measure, and tune activities, behaviors, and transactions using a programmatic, behavioral, and financial measurements. All right. Terry, thank you very much for inviting me to participate today.
Well, Claudio, thank you so much. That was an amazing presentation. Lots of great information there, and I'm sure people are going to be, downloading recordings of this to go back through it again. There's some great stuff there that people can start to think about and improve their incentive programs to drive more business through their partners. We had some great questions that came through. But before I get to them, I do want to remind everyone once again to share your thoughts and feedback before logging off today. And again, you can do so by clicking on that survey icon on the bottom of the screen, and the survey will pop up automatically when this session ends. But let's get to those questions. We had one from Rita, and Rita asked, what are the key areas of specialization partners need today to properly engage the new buyer?
Wow, that's a big question, and I'm going to go to the most critical ones, right? So the first one is recognizing the new buyer's journey, and that is key. Partners need to understand how buyers buys today in order for them to use all of that content that you make available to them. It's important also for partners to recognize demand type. Right? If you're going to engage the new buyer who's doing 65, 75% of their research online, how do you recognize what they're looking for? So vendors need to educate their partners to recognize demand type. And then, they need to educate partners on a multi-touch nurturing approach with these buyers. Those are 3 key areas that vendors need to teach partners today outside of product areas, right? When it comes to marketing, those are 3 very basic ones that partners are just not doing today.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll step up and start thinking about those things. We had a question from James, and he said, you mentioned marketing certification as a key partner activity or behavior for increased partner-led demand generation. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes. So all of you, James, out there on the vendor side, right, have all of these marketing automation tools that you make available to partners. You also make available to them all of this content for the different stages of the sales cycle. However, partners really don't know how to do that. There was a study done by Serious Decisions on the utilization of marketing automation tools that revealed that barely 17% of partners actually use those tools. So what I meant when I said marketing certification programs is a number of things, right? It's really about, number one, identifying the marketing person at the partner level. Okay, and that is a new persona that you need to identify in your relationship with partners. And of course, large partners are going to have dedicated marketing persons or marketing team, maybe even a VP of marketing. But the bulk of your partner community, your SMB, doesn't really have a marketing person. So it is quite a bit of a challenge sometimes to identify that marketing individual. So once you've identified, and in many instances it's a marketing role, right? It may be the sales manager doing marketing for the partner. It may be somebody's assistant doing marketing for the partner. So the first thing that you need to do in a marketing certification program is understand who that marketing person is, identify it, tag it. Once you've done that, you need to engage them on learning tracks to teach them how to use your marketing automation tool, to teach them how to serve up the right content along the way of that buyer's journey. More importantly, this is the first person that you're going to need really to teach what demand type that buyer is engaging in. So a marketing certification program first is about educating that marketing person about your tools and your content, and then, rewarding them for actually using them, right? So first you taught them how to use it, then, you give them another incentive for actually using them. And believe me, the recognition from the partner side that they're going to give this marketing individual is going to be even greater than that incentive. And so a marketing certification program or a marketing accreditation program is really critical in making your partner successful. And in doing so, make your company successful.
Thank you.
Anything else, Eric?
Yeah, we have one more. Paul asked a question. I think a lot of people were kind of wondering about this when you were talking about incenting deal registration versus deal closing. And so his question is, do you mean to say we should pay for deals that are not closed?
And yes, the answer is absolutely. Think about this, right? If you analyze, and we do this all day because that is our core competency, we are delivering incentives on deal closing. I would say that today is probably about 50-60% of the time we still do that transactional deal closing incentive. And what I talked about today, and I gave you a case study on that one slide, is that by moving part of what you're paying for closing to the front, okay, and that is for deal registration only, yes, you're going to pay an incentive for a deal that is not closed. But if you think about it, you or your CAMs or PAMs are the persons that are going to approve that deal, right? A partner sends in a deal, registers a deal, and what happens next? It goes into your CRM platform, right? And one of your CAMs or PAMs or maybe field people are going to approve that deal or not and let the partner know. So you need to be very careful about, what are the guidelines for approving a deal. If that CAM or PAM knows that's not a good deal, why would they approve it? If it is, we've done the math for you, and it's very effective in doubling the number of deals registered to, yes, pay an incentive for a deal that has not closed. The output of that is that you're going to double on the total number of deals registered within 2 quarters. And that in and of itself, it's a big achievement, because if those partners keep the same closing ratio, the outcome is going to be twice the revenue. And hey, reach out to me and I'll give you all the details on how to do that very effectively, and even more importantly, how to perhaps convince your management team to engage in that type of incentive programs.
Terrific. Well, I think we are close to our time here. So, Claudio, I want to thank you, and I want to thank everyone in our audience for submitting questions today. If we didn't get your question, and there's a few that came in, Claudio, we're going to ask you to follow up with them directly by email. So, again, thank everybody for joining us today. Please be joined. Be sure to join. Oh, you're welcome, sir. Be sure to join our next session, which follows immediately. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's titled Simplifying the Chantech Stack for Faster ROI and Partner Engagement. We hope to see you all there, and everybody have a great day. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Terry. Bye-bye, guys. Nice.
Bye-bye.